We'll see how this goes. Might have a little bit of echo. But I want people to know that they matter. And that's all I care about. So for the one out there struggling, this is for you. I don't get to tell my dad I love him, but I can tell you. Hi, Alex. Hi, Lena. Hi, Naomi. Hi, Captain. Hi, Autism. Hi, Lena. I'm good. How are you? I hope everyone's having an amazing night. Hi, Lena. Uploading a couple TikToks right now. I'm good. How are you? I love you too. Maddie is on her way to her apartment. I'm actually with CG Kid. I'm going to figure out with Maddie. I'll see her tomorrow. What's up, Quesadilla? I'm good. I have so much love for you too. Hi, Molly. Hi, Angie. 37 minutes clean is 37 minutes clean, and for that I give you love. Oh, absolutely. Hey, Allison. My day has been amazing. You wish you were okay? Well, here, I'll sit with you while we figure out how to journey through it together. Not feeling good? That's okay. My day is you too. Thank you. I'm okay, Ruby. Thanks. My day's been good. I want to go hear about your guys' day. So I just put it up, by the way, in my last video. And if you guys leave this live, it's fine. But I put up the numbers to the card in my last video. This is the second card. Somebody spent off like $40 off of the first one. Kind of bums me out, but it is what it is. And I wanted to do these random acts of kindness because it's something like what my dad would do. And it was important to me too. So hopefully that somebody gets some joy out of it. You joined my Patreon? Well, thank you, Lauren. Lauren, text me. Do you have my number? You guys get to text me whenever you want. Let me go to my Patreon right now. Shit. Text me. Lauren, I'm going to put in my Patreon right now. I'm going to post up about I'm about to go late night walk. Awesome. Good job. My day's a lot better than yesterday. Awesome. 7 weeks clean. Congratulations. That's 2 days self-harm clean. Way to go. You've been productive. Awesome. Hi, Lenny. How are you? Somebody texted me, I thought. Make sure you have my number. I'm going to post it up in Patreon right now. If you guys are a Patreon member, here's my Patreon. I do text with you guys nonstop. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a therapist. I'm none of that. I'm very pro-therapist. Ended up getting a little bit of hate on that. That's my Patreon. Finally talking to your therapist. Awesome. You're a legend. 4 months clean. That's awesome. Hi, Lauren. You're from the UK. Did you WhatsApp me? Oh, this is Carly. WhatsApp me. Lenny, thanks. You don't have to. You're very, very kind. I love you all. Be sure that you guys message me if you're in the Patreon. Kayla, you got to start by your name. I was a week clean from self-harm, but then that's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Pick up the pieces and go back at it. Pick up the pieces and go back at it. It's okay. Struggling friendship, friends are gone, saying weird things about me. Do you have support? If you guys don't have support, this isn't a fan-based Discord. It is a mental health Discord, and it's designed for mental health purposes. And yes, I do, because you're in that Discord, I will share things that I do, such as my different things I do, like wristbands and stuff. That's all right, Paula. What's up, any guys that are, hey, Drift, you message me, Lauren? Okay, I'm looking. I'm on WhatsApp. I know you're a Patreon member. I send you video messages. Except I have you under Alexandria. I love you guys. You guys don't have to do gifts. You really don't. I'm really on here for anybody tonight that's struggling. This is a special day for me. My dad committed suicide today. This is his anniversary. And things have changed for me dramatically from like the first anniversary till now. First anniversary of this was really hard. There's a lot of grieving still going on. I actually ended up attempting suicide the next month after his after the first anniversary. It fucked with me that bad. And a lot of people, I'm doing good, Paul. I hope you're doing good. It really screwed with me because I didn't know how to grieve, and I had to really learn how to grieve. And Melissa, virtual hugs to anybody out there struggling tonight. And I don't have all my shit together. A lot of times people are like, "Oh man, you have so much put together." I don't. I have a crumbling marriage. I have, an interesting housing situation. It's not like my life is perfect, but I know what the fight is. What's up, Jessica? How are you, sweetie? And I want to just do this for anybody. Your friend showed your TikTok's awesome. Dude, I love you too. That's why I like doing these, is just to show you that you're loved. Like tonight, this time already 3 years ago, my dad was dead. They haven't found him yet. He was supposed to play golf with my brother that day. That was my dad 2.5 years ago. Lauren, my heart goes out to you. I know what the fight's like. I'm good. I appreciate it, Ellen. Or Allison, you don't have to. My Patreon's just because I get so many texts, and I know that I've given my number out here a few days recently. I'll respond to like as many as I can, and then I'm kind of done because it's so many. I do have a workshop coming up with. Thank you, Roger. Your dad died 5 months. My heart goes out to you. I'll never say I'm sorry because I'm not sorry because I can't fix it. Like it was nothing but me. But my heart does go out to you because I understand. Hey, B-Ball. Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. You made my night. If you guys are new here, hit the like and subscribe button. I share a lot. If you guys want, that's the workshop that Maddie and I are doing together. We're going to end up having more workshops coming along. I do have a workshop coming up in the next weekend, which is here. It's already here. How's it? It is what it is. That's life. Life's like spinning plates. It's the easiest way I've ever been able to explain life. People always ask, how are you so happy? Or how did you cure your depression? It's a bunch of spinning plates. You can get them all spinning for a certain period of time, but one's going to start wobbling for the rest. And it's about how you spin that one to catch the next one, to catch the next one, to catch the next one, to keep them all spinning. And that's kind of like life is, things aren't always going to go good, and that's okay. It's remembering that we're not alone in it. Of course, Sweet and Sour Lemon, I appreciate you being here. Ava, thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you guys you just saw my TikTok, I appreciate you. You guys are new here, hit the like and subscribe. But my goal was to get to 30,000 today. I knew it wouldn't happen. But I just wanted to see what kind of interest it would generate. Lauren, I appreciate you. I do these just so I can share with you guys and give you support. Because I know some people, you can't afford therapy. Not everyone can, and I get that. So getting as much help and as many tools as we can is everything. Drifting, my day's actually been good. My day's been good in the most ironic of ways. And in the most ironic of ways, I turned the negative into a positive. And that was awesome. Knowing it was good. Awesome, William. Well, that's what it's all about. Exactly. Smash that. Dude, Jessica, you're strong. You're fucking amazing. You're all BAMPs. You're all badass motherfuckers. Made it through 100% of your worst days and make it through 2 today. And you didn't come this far, only come this far. You're amazing. I love you too. Thanks. I'm glad that it's helpful. You got the band, dude. The band wristbands are freaking awesome. I don't have them on me because, like, I'm getting the biggest problem I have is I'm going to give them all out, and I can't do that. Dude, Ninjago, I love you. Your dad depressed before he. My dad didn't act depressed before he killed himself. If you guys want to know how it all led up is on the 25th of July in 2017 is when I had hit my rock bottom. I finally admitted to myself I was an alcoholic. I was tired of ruining and destroying my life. My dad was coming up to retirement. And when I go through hard times in life, I would reach out to my parents. They were my rocks. My dad was my rock. And he was kind of going through the same thing. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. Now all of a sudden I was fired. Everything was crumbling around me. And him and I were talking like every day. And my dad flew RC helicopters, and my dad did all these different hobbies and stuff. And I talked to him every day, almost 3 weeks straight. And the Friday before my dad committed suicide, I talked to him on the phone, and we were on speakerphone. My dad and I are laughing together. I'm making fun. I'm like, hey, I'm not going to harass you guys. I'm not going to harass you guys till Monday. I'll give you guys a break from me because they're hearing from me every day. I mean, I'm freshly sober. I'm coming up on my 3 weeks of sobriety. That was a big deal. I mean, I'm going through physical withdrawals. I'm going through mental withdrawals. I'm fucking a ball of just hurt and pain, just everything. And my dad was laughing on the phone with me. And I was like, dude, the last thing I ever said to my dad was, I love you, Dad. And my dad goes, you know what? I love you too. And we'll talk to you soon. And I was like, I'll talk to you soon. I'll talk to you guys on Monday. Because I didn't want to harass him over the weekend. And that was the last conversation I ever had with him. And I was actually proud of myself for not hounding him. Because I was like, I wanted to give him a break from me. And Sunday came, this day, 3 years ago. And I woke up and I was excited. Hey, thanks, Ava. Awesome, Allison. This day, 3 years ago, I remember I woke up and I went to my AA meeting. And I got my 24-hour chip. Because when you're new in AA, they give you a chip every time you go. So because it's one day at a time. For the first 30 days of your sobriety, every time you go to a meeting, you get a chip, you get a chip, you get a chip. And I got that chip and I was so proud. I was 3 weeks sober. And my wife and I were separated at the time. This isn't my wife that passed away. I remarried after my wife passed away from suicide. And her and I were actually separated because I was a horrible human being in my addiction. I cheated on her and really didn't want to be married to her. And I hated my life. I hated my life. So her and I started dating to try and get to know each other again. And so what we ended up doing is we started dating. I went over to her house that night and I had my chip on me because I was so proud of my chip. So proud. 3 weeks, man. I'd made it 3 weeks. It was the longest I'd been sober in like 5 years. I was proud of myself. And I was sitting with her and I was making this meal. I pen rested this meal. And it's a meat. You would take raw meat, ball it up, and put a raw onion around it. And you kind of cup the meat with the onion, and then you put it into egg and then into breadcrumbs, and you toss it all around. It makes this bread ball with onion inside with hamburger, and you fry them. And I was so excited to cook her this meal. It was something new I'd never tried. Cooking is actually one of my things that I enjoy. It's a passion of mine. And I was going to get ready to start making those. And we're sitting outside on the front steps of the condo. My wife at the time lived in the condo that we had. And I was living with a friend. And we were outside talking, and this was like our time, and my phone goes off in my pocket, and I click it to silent. And I'm talking to her, my phone goes off again. Click it on silent. The phone goes off again. I'm like, who the fuck is calling me? It's like 9:30 at night. Click it off again. I pull it out of my pocket to check who is calling me. And it was my brother. My brother lives in Michigan, which meant it was midnight in Michigan. And my brother doesn't call me that late. I remember I looked at her and I go, something's not right. My brother's calling me. And I instantly thought my dad was in a car accident and died. That's literally what hit my head first. I was like, oh my God, my dad is dead. He was in a car accident. And I don't know why I thought that. So I call my brother back up and I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, hey, I've been trying to get a hold of you. I want to let you know that dad died. I was like, okay. I go, what happened? He goes, well, they found his body. He committed suicide, which wasn't what I was expecting. I had this feeling in my heart that he died, but I didn't expect it to be from suicide. So him and I talked for a little bit, talked to my mom then for a little bit. And I looked at my wife and I said, my dad died. He committed suicide. I need to go back to Michigan tomorrow. And she was like, what do you want to do? And I wasn't crying. I didn't have like this massive flood of tears or anything like that. I'd already experienced my wife's suicide. I think I was more just shocked because my dad was like with me through through my wife's suicide. My dad was my rock through that. And I looked at her and I go, I would do what my dad would want me to do, and I'm going to finish cooking this meal. And I cooked that meal. I've never cooked that meal since. I may cook it again now because I feel in my heart that I want to. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow now. He's been gone for 3 years now. That's why my grieving phases with him are different, and that's why I tell everybody, like a lot of people will always hit me up and they'll be like, hey, is it okay? Like it's been 10 years and I've lost somebody and I'm still grieving. Grieving is different for everybody. You go through different stages of grief. There's different stages of grief. The biggest stage of grief with my dad that I was stuck on was anger. The bargaining stage I wasn't with very much. The acceptance stage was easy to hit. The depression stage I was on for a little bit. The denial, I never had any of the denial. And it was more of, I wanted to be there for my mom, and I wanted to be there for my nieces because my dad was so involved in their life. I mean, he was grandpa. Grandpa loved his nieces. And I knew they didn't know how to react. And I remember like my mom and everybody, nobody wanted to say that he died by suicide, that it was an accident or something, whatever. I was like, I don't agree with that. I'm like, people need to know that dad died by suicide because dad would want to help people still. And he never left a suicide note. My dad did not leave a suicide note. Don't know why he did it. I am my father's child. And my dad and I are a lot alike. And if I was to guess why my dad committed suicide, a lot of it actually had to do with his work as being a doctor. My dad was stressing out. That's where I get my anxiety and my depression from, is actually my dad. My dad used to have such bad anxiety and depression, like very, very bad. Bad enough that he'd be so anxious he'd break out in hives. And my dad always identified himself as a doctor. Molly, everybody's different. And you take your life by suicide. You can say commit suicide. I think a lot of it's about that connection side of it. Take your life by suicide, commit suicide. Like with my wife, it was always one of those things with my wife. I always said, she committed suicide because she was determined to. It took her 3 attempts. And the reason I know that is because when we did the autopsy and everything, And I had to meet with the police. The police were like, she attempted 3 times. And I was like, really? How do you know that? And they're like, well, she died by asphyxiation, which is she put a bag over her head and suffocated. And they're like, there's 2 bags in the trash that were ripped up. So she knew what was happening. She ripped off the bags, and she's still alive. And she kept attempting. My dad, it was only one time. And I believe that he just identified himself as a doctor, and I think he didn't know what else defined him, and he was lost. And he had displaced himself so much out of reality in some senses with that, of not thinking that others would understand, that he didn't reach out for help. I love my dad to death, and suicide's a horrible thing. It's mental illness is a horrible thing. I mean, never in my wildest dreams did I ever imagine that I would experience 1 suicide, let alone 2 suicides. And I mean, the first form of grieving I ever did on any of this was getting my tattoo. This was my first part of grieving, was getting your story isn't over yet tattoo, semicolon. That was my first thing that I did to grieve. And my grief process hasn't been a long time. I actually shared, so I do 2 different things to grieve my dad. And that's all I do anymore, is just 2 different things. On Father's Day, I send off balloons to my dad. And I shared today on TikTok. TikTok hates me, by the way, on my rebranding. Hates me. But I shared this video. And this is my other form of grieving. I write my dad a letter. And I keep him up to date on what's happening. And then I burn the letter. And the reason that I burn the letter is to remind me that the fire inside me isn't out. Because I wanted to attempt suicide. I mean, I had to hit that point before that I wanted to attempt. I wanted to go. The pain was too much. It's okay, Lacey. Grief is a long process, and it's trial and error to find out what grieving kind of helps you along in the process. That's why I share some of my grieving. It's not to, I really don't share anymore for sympathy or for empathy at all. Like, I really don't want any sympathy or empathy from anybody. I more want to maybe hit that spark in somebody's butt or in their heart or in their shoulder or in their head, that it gets better and that it's worth fighting for. That's what's so important to me. And that's why I share about it so much, and I'll get even hate on how much I share about suicide. And they're like, are you playing this out? No, but I know that the one out there that's struggling can relate to it, because I relate to it. And when I share from the heart. I've tried letters too. It's too hard. It is hard, Crystal. My first letter to my dad was, fuck you, Dad. You guys want to know what my first letter was to him? How I came up with this was as a way to still yell at my dad. You want the truth? I mean, that's how I came up with it, was to yell at my dad. I was angry at him. How could you leave me? You're my dad. You're my rock. Why would you do this to me? I mean, it was a gnarly, mean letter. And I didn't know what to do with it. So I ballooned it off to him. And I laugh about this stuff now. And this is how I am. But over time, my letters became easier and easier. And my letters became more like, hey, you're here with me. And anger is a part of grieving, and it's okay to be angry at the person after they left. It's okay to be. It's part of the understanding and the coping. And don't hold on to any guilt at all for being angry if somebody that you love took their life. Hi, Sonia. How are you? If you guys are new, admin, if you guys could, I have you as mods, more or less, to do this instead of me. Just saying. This is why I'm careful if I promote to mods in my channel. Where is my link to the Discord? Here it is. I'm going to share with you guys a link to the Discord. So that any of you guys struggling, this was my pride and joy, was to give everyone a free place to go that nobody knows who you are and you can talk about anything that you want. And it's not a fan-based Discord. It's people helping people Discord. So for everybody new here, I love you. And I want you to stay for a little bit. I want you to know that you matter. I know, Quesadilla, you're fine. I'm proud of you for walking, by the way. Quesadilla gets a shout out to me. So Quesadilla and I have a friendship. She does a phenomenal job with my thumbnails. And I had challenged her this morning because one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is there's a lot of different ways of self-care and self-love. And walking and exercising, just getting outside of the house is a huge one. And I'm proud of you for getting out and doing it because I didn't think you would. Shout out to dude, I love the Patreon family. You guys are the ones that help keep all that rolling. Right there's a link for the Patreon. If you guys, my goal is once I hit 200 Patrons, I'm going to do free Zooms for the Discord. I'm going to do free Zooms all over the place because I am all about free, unfortunately. You know, I don't share a whole lot of my personal life. That's the one that I have this weekend with Maddie. Next weekend is mine. If you are a Patreon member at certain tiers, you do get all of them for free. You're amazing, Michelle, and I appreciate you. Lisa, I appreciate you. Crystal, I appreciate you. Martina, I appreciate you. Bensky, you're awesome. But I really wanted just to do this for everybody out there to know that they matter. Oh. Hey, people are making hate videos on me. I just got a text message. This is fascinating. Huh. Where is this at? Server lost. Somebody sent me something. I don't know where they sent it. Somebody sent me a message somewhere. I'm going through. Oh. Oh. Let's hear my hate message.
Tag in the comments of this post. I'm not going to comment on the post because I don't want to push this forward in the algorithm. But I think this messaging is really harmful. I think telling people that they should be able to resolve possibly decades worth of issues in 6 months is just useless information. And I disagree. So that's my response to this post. But I want to warn you guys, when you're on TikTok, there are a lot of people out there sharing messaging. Some of it's good. If you're struggling.
Oh, wow. Huh. Really? That is fascinating. Because so many of them, the one biggest thing that I've learned is listen to listen, don't listen to respond. And what I mean by that is everyone, a lot of people got these wrong. So I did 2 TikToks out there. I'll even address those. So I did 2 TikToks yesterday.
Okay, guys.
And it was a lot of it was out of a lot of it was out of not hate at all. Like I'm the biggest pro therapist advocate there is. What it was based out of is, why is it not copying? Oh, there it is. Was the fact I did a video post, one, asking therapists to show the human side of them. And that human side being, I understand that therapists, one, I've never bashed any therapist for the amount of school that they've been into. I've never said that a therapist isn't human. I, again, am very, very pro-therapist. what I had said is like, hey, let's challenge your favorite TikTok therapist to see if they'll share with us one of their struggles. Got some hate on that. One therapist earned all of my respect. And if you don't follow this guy, you need to follow him. You need to follow MD Motivator. This dude understood the message. He understood the message, and he shared that he had BDD, and I was blown away. Blown away. But I had therapists attack me, actually. Even though no matter what, therapists can always attack me, I will always support therapy and therapists. And then I had this lady here, I guess, video go. And I made a statement that you shouldn't be in therapy longer than 6 months. Now, I miscommunicated that message. I re-listened to it. You shouldn't be in therapy longer than 6 months with the same therapist if you're not seeing any progression. Therapy is not a lifelong deal. And that was the message I was more or less trying to share. And that was amazing. And it showed the ugly side of things. Lisa, I love you. But that's fine. That's fine. And don't go and show them any hate because they didn't listen. And it's not their fault. We're not taught in life how to listen. We aren't taught, we jump to conclusions, and I'm one of the biggest examples of that because I'm ADHD. Part of ADHD is hyperactivity, which instead of thinking things through, sometimes I will jump spontaneously to different things. And MD Motivator blew my mind that he heard the message. And his message was amazing. Michelle, I love you. I always smile. You're amazing, Michelle. Thank you. I'll give you guys some hugs. And there are amazing therapists out there, but there's also, I was hoping that it wouldn't backfire like this. Like I even took down the one videos because I was getting hate from them. You guys, I love you. I don't want gifts. But I took down a lot of my videos, the 3 videos that I'd done like that. And I even reposted one up trying to get the verbiage correctly. Because I thought it was something. Oh, I know that there's hate videos on YouTube. I'm not new to hate or to misunderstanding. I can tell you with this, even with any therapist out there who maybe misunderstood what I was saying, I still support you 100%. You're a therapist. Make a difference. You got this. I love you, Nix. No. And that's the thing is be empowered by what you go through, not a victim to it. You don't have to be a victim to anything. You're an amazing badass. And that was always the message that I've wanted to share. And I was shocked that some of the therapists took it wrong. And it is true. The part that makes me really sad, it actually hurts my heart, was this. What hurt my heart the most with hate videos like this was if I was a therapist and I saw that video and I didn't understand, my number's all over out there. I would have literally been like, what is this person all about? And I would have looked and went, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. Let me text this person. And I would literally have a conversation that way. I'm actually friends with a lot of therapists. In fact, where I'm at right now, doing this live stream, is at Renewal Recovery. It is a mental health rehab. There are psychiatrists here, there are psychologists here, and I'm friends with them all. And you're a nurse that specializes into awesome, Lauren. That's phenomenal. And for you, I root you on because I know you don't get enough credit and you don't get enough hoorahs. And I know that sometimes we bring home that just the pain of what you hear. And I wouldn't ever go to school to be a therapist because I would rather root and cheer on thousands to go to therapy than only get to help maybe 30 or 40 people a month. If I could root and cheer on thousands each month to go to therapy, then that's all I've ever wanted. Quesadilla, I love it. You guys stop. I love you guys. You should do a video. I might, Rosa. But it's funny how my messages were exactly. Exactly. It was. I can imagine it was hard. And thank you, Kim. I mean, that was the thing is sometimes you're not going to connect with the therapist. And the whole message that I was trying to convey was share something that you struggle with. And I rephrased it even of, in a coping skill. Like, don't share with me things that I can Google. I didn't say Google your diagnosis. I didn't say you don't need a therapist, go to Google. I'm anti-Google. I have videos from over a year ago that say don't go to Google to diagnose. It's the worst. Plus, it doesn't give you your letter signed off by a therapist to allow you the extra help that you need sometimes at work and even at school. But if I went to a therapist and I sat down with a therapist, I love you guys. I didn't want donations. I want to let you guys know that you matter. If I sit down with a therapist and they go, hey, you're diagnosed with ADHD. Or if I sit down with a therapist myself and I go, I am ADHD. And they look at me and go, I'm ADHD too. I'm going to be word vomit. Dude, the word vomit's going to flow and I'm going to be instantly open because we just hit that human connection. It's not trauma sharing. I don't want to hear your stories. I want to hear your coping. Because I will ask you, what do you use to cope and why? How does it work? What can I try? And this is just my experience. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a therapist. My goal is to get people into therapy. Also, I don't like to see therapists take advantage because there are therapists out there that will take advantage. And you know what? If you're not sitting down with your therapist and they're not giving you a goal and they're not setting goals with you and time frames with you, you're just going through the motions. If I go to a chiropractor every month because they need to readjust my back, I'm doing something wrong in life. Maybe I'm not stretching. Maybe it's my diet. Maybe it's where I'm sitting. There could be so many different things that it could be. I shouldn't rely on a chiropractor every month to readjust my back for the rest of my life. I want to find out, what am I doing that's putting me into this position that I need them? And I'm going to use the hell out of the chiropractor when I need them. But my end goal isn't to rely on them the rest of my life. And the same should be that way with a therapist. I'll probably see Maddie tonight, Rosa. They've had this proud original couple. Awesome. I love that, Francis. That's awesome. Hey, Derek. You guys matter so much. You have no idea how much. You're amazing. You're wonderful. You're beautiful. You're smart. And I know somebody out there needed to hear that tonight. And I hope that reminds you that you do matter. Yeah, exactly, Lisa. It's to work themselves eventually out of a job. And you look back, and as a therapist, you grew. You saved somebody's life, and you gave them the life tools. Man, that should build you even more motivation to go, man, let's do this. Lauren, when it comes to numbers, I won't share numbers usually, or usually even emails. And the only reason I have those where they're blocked by the mods is because, trust me, you don't want to put your number out on social media. I would never suggest for anybody to do that unless you're prepared to get bombarded. And And it's great, but it does wear on you. That's why I literally, for a long time, and I'm going back to it too, is I don't give my number out on social media anymore. I don't make myself that readily available, because there's nothing like eating dinner and you're getting text after text after text saying, I want to kill myself. I'm going to die tonight. Here's my self-harm scars. You know, you're getting pictures of people just being to shit. You're getting people that are sending you dick pics. I mean, it's insane what they send you. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Nobody ever knows that. Like, I wish I could. How can, Lauren, I'm going to ask you a favor. Comment in the sections here. How can I share with people really the reality of, like, not to sound necessarily hypocritical, but why, like, to double check yourself before you put your number out on social media. I don't know how to do that. Hey, words guys, how are you? Absolutely. I feel that the more vulnerable I can be and the more real I can be, the better it is. Our man got an email yesterday. Hey, it's all right, Derek. Dude, you're not giving up. And you know what? It's preparing you for the right job, because it will present itself. Awesome. Way to go, Angie. Thank you, Bishop, for dropping that. If you guys don't have any support, jump in there. You bring that oh my God moment, that's me moment. Thanks to you, we don't feel alone, and we can see exactly, Kim. And that's the whole thing. I wanted to connect on a human thing of saying, hey, here's how therapy helped me. No, there is. Lauren, I like that. I'm going to do a YouTube video on that. Lauren, I'm going to give you credit on this video. I'll bring you up in the video. Because I've always wanted to do a video on that, because I don't want to sound like a hypocrite, but like even the dangers, and people have brought that up, you know. I mean, when I started putting my number out there, nobody knew that I wasn't a pedophile, or that I wasn't a murderer, or I wasn't a serial killer, or any of this stuff. I mean, nobody did that. My brain doesn't work that way. It didn't dawn on me that way. And then all of a sudden it expanded, and then all of a sudden, though, I saw also the reality of what it's like to have people stalk your social medias. I was swatted. I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff that happened from me putting my number out on social media. And it's not a martyr thing. It was like, hey, I can at least tell you from experience. Like, somebody wants to put their number out, put your number out there on your social media, do it. But just be careful of what you ask for. Like, I want to do that. Awesome, Derek. Well, I'm rooting for one of those too. I'm in therapy, but it's like never went anywhere. But between you and Discord, I'm getting somewhere free. Awesome, Crystal. And that's what it's all about. And it just may be that it's not even that they're a bad therapist, but maybe you don't connect, or maybe they don't know how to communicate that. Sophie, I love you, sweetie. Did you do your 5 today? Sophie, my whole dad's live stream stopping until I know that you did all 5 of your things today that you promised me you would. And they're a fight. Our past doesn't define us. We define us. Relationship doesn't define us. We define us. I love you, Michelle. You're awesome. You are awesome. CG Kid's phone blows up just about as much as mine does. Good, Lacey. How are you? I get patients that ask if they should do that, and that's what I ask them. That makes sense, Lauren. I changed my clothes. Way to go, Jessica. Way to go, Jessica. Dude, it's a victory still. And celebrate those victories. Getting out of bed's a fucking victory. No, I went in therapy unprepared. That's okay. Sometimes we go into therapy unprepared. It's the therapist's job, though, to help prepare us. You know, if anybody ever has a struggle with their therapist right now, I did 3, been in bed, sleeping. Well, good, Sophie. I'm glad that you did at least 3 of them. My heart. Yeah, dental surgery today. Awesome, Melinda. I know you're looking forward to that. I'm gonna just have a cold. Okay. The whole thing is that if you go into therapy, if you guys want the best advice I can give you of going into a therapist is this: write down everything that you're struggling with and hand it to them. Hand it to them of what you're struggling with, so that the therapist at least knows and can dive in and start drawing it out. And it's not about rushing the process, but it's about breaking down that habit that we lie. I'm guilty of this. I was the master of going into my therapist and saying, I'm fine. Yeah, it's all good. My meds are good. Everything's good. Don't worry about it. Yep, it's good. Get more meds. And then I would take the meds home and not even take them. And I wasn't open with my therapist, and I never got the help with certain therapists that I needed. Thankfully, I had parents that kept me accountable. Absolutely, Kim. I don't share other people's shit ever. What kind of goals are we supposed to look for? Goals, Melinda, that you want to accomplish. What do you want this year? It can be anything. It can be big things. It can be small things. Casey, give me some example of your goals. You're in that. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about for the certain levels of the Patreon, I do goals and accountability. And again, I'm not a life coach. I'm not going to fucking any of that. But I do know all about accountability routine. And I can share with you how it's helped me. Maybe it'll help you. I don't know. Hey, today is really special for many, huh? Anniversary. I got 4 fillings. My dad's birthday. There you go. Awesome. I love it. Yeah, this is the anniversary. This is the 3rd year anniversary of my dad's suicide. I'm excited that I found you and Maddie because it gave me confidence to start talking. Awesome. That's awesome. Way to go, Faith. That's what it's about. Not being ashamed of what you're going through. Be empowered by it. Because there's so many out there that are going through the same journey. Absolutely, Lenny. You're never alone. Lenny is a good example of goals. This is what happens when you donate. Let's see. Here we go. What's up, Justin? How are you? Oh, you have me playing in the background.
Hello.
I'm so proud of you. Look at this. This is a big breakthrough.
Oh, wait. What?
I said, this is a big breakthrough for you. You actually picked up your phone in the middle of one of my live streams.
Oh, yay.
Yay. Now if I can just get you to show your picture on the Zooms. I believe in you, though.
We'll see about that one.
Hey, I love you, and you matter. So I appreciate you. I wanted to stop and let you know that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
She's going to be on here, and it's going to be middle fingers going up in the comments section. I hate, as of late, I've been on a down spiral. Since I've joined your Discord, I've been focusing on my training and my SD. Been a lot more awesome, Cassie. That's awesome to hear. That's awesome to hear. Everyone is strong. Exactly, Jessica. On September 8th, I'm going to see because awesome. And it's okay to be. You're going to be a little scared, but don't let that fear overpower you of being open with them and letting them know what you're going through. Be very, very open with them about that and let them know what you feel that you have. And you may even find out that you don't have that diagnosis and they may diagnose you with something else, and that's okay too. I mean, it's all about you because you are the most important person. You're amazing, Michael. Thank you. You are amazing. And if you guys never liked and subscribed to the channel, hit the like and subscribe button. I share a lot here. I'm going to share about Skid Row tomorrow. Have you guys ever seen a mental health recovery facility before? This is inside one of the offices. 100% called my therapist by now after my last. Lacey, you're doing an amazing job. Suggestions for first time with therapy. Yeah. Know what you're going in for, what you want help with. And if you are afraid that you're not going to be open and honest with your therapist, write them a letter that you're scared and why you're scared so they know the past experiences that are kind of coming into play. And let them know what you want help with. And if you don't know what you want help with, write that. Write, I know that I need maybe therapy, but I don't know with what. And I need your help to find out. The more open you are with them, the more open book you are with them, the easier it is to start pinpointing and saying, okay, here's where we need to work on. You know, what depends on what type of therapy maybe you need. Is it DBT? Is it medication? Whatever it might be. That's my biggest suggestion when you go to a therapist is being as open as humanly possible with a therapist. That's my biggest suggestion for first time therapy. So and just remember that's huge. Yeah, anxiety. Thanks, Lisa. Anxiety a little bad tonight. Is do not take one of my anxiety pills. I get that, Derek, and it's okay. Yeah. I locked him out. Let's see my friend. Let's see my friend real quick. Oh, you're live. I'm gonna end my live real quick. Unless you want to say hi to my people. No, I gotta find out where Maddie's at. All right, guys. I'm gonna go live right now. I'm gonna
put her on video just.
I'm gonna call Maddie on you got my live. And if you guys don't know who this is, if you guys haven't subscribed to his channel, subscribe to my channel. I'm just joking. I love him to death. This is my best friend. Hi, my friend. If you guys don't know who CG Kid,
He's my 10th best friend.
Oh, I'm his 10th best friend. I'm his 10th best friend. My head is squishy.
Divot.
And oh yeah, I have a divot. I don't know why I have a divot. All right, if you guys didn't know, I have a divot here. He likes my divot. I know it's really weird. Somebody's probably in this live stream like, I'm really uncomfortable right now. I do put condoms in my head and I do tase myself also. So please be aware of that.
It's seeing all you guys, all you driven warriors. Look at them in the comments. Let me see what they're saying. Do they know who I am?
Do you know who I am? Bedazzle your, oh my God. Dude, we have to bedazzle my head.
Yeah. I haven't been feeling okay the last year, Dad. That's sad, man, Melissa. It's hard. Yeah, therapists say you're amazing, doing good work.
Hey, CG Kid and I are live on my live. We're waiting for you now to show up over here.
Where are you?
At the address I sent you.
Oh, I thought you told me to wait until you guys were done.
Well, we're done. We're waiting for you now.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm at Target buying juice because I'm a fat ass. Let me check out real quick and drop it off, and then I'll head that way.
Why don't you just bring it with you?
Well, because I have eggs and stuff,
Why are you getting eggs?
so I can eat breakfast.
Yeah, but that's in the morning, not tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I can put it back.
Oh, it's up to you. Everyone's laughing at you on my live stream.
Oh my gosh, then I'll tase myself.
I brought my taser with me.
Yeah, that's funny.
I actually did.
Oh my god. Okay, what do you want me to do? You want me to put? I can put this back and get it in the morning.
All right, yeah, put it back and get it in the morning. Come on over.
Okay. Okay. I will be there soon.
All right, bye. Oh, I'm not frozen. I love you guys. I'm gonna end this live stream now. She won't let you dye her hair. I bet she will. Let's see, what are we up to subscriber count wise? I wonder, has anyone checked the gift card? Bedazzle that shit. Dude, we have to bedazzle my head.
Maybe live. In the live.
Dude, we will do a
In the
live.
live.
Bedazzled head with a condom on your head, tased on top of the unicorn.
Feel it.
I'm killing the live, guys. I love you as I contemplate a new live.
I need to talk to you about my attraction towards you. I don't know if you're comfortable with like